Guys, we're continuing the very important theme of staying far away from depression, sadness, albeit there are times designated for momentary sadness, but all for productive matters, or when your kalim can't handle it anymore, like when you hear the news of a passing or the levaya, things like that. But otherwise, we have to realize that depression and sadness is a very clever tactic of the Yetzer Hara, try to get you down, to try to steer you away from serving Hashem in general, and especially b'simcha v'tuv levav, with joy and gladness of heart, which is very important, especially in the month of Adar. So let's look inside. Today's the 6th of Adar, and we're on page 104 in the Chayenu on a beautiful Thursday morning. Don't allow the frustrations over your lowliness stemming from bodily and animalistic tendencies, things that you messed up on, you did an Avera. Okay, momentarily we'll think about it, that's important. A little krechts, a little oivei can go a long way as long as you have intention, but then move on. Sumeira asay toiv. Move on from the bad, push it away, and then let's do good. Let's focus on Hashem and celebrate our godly soul. On the contrary, let's work harder to liberate that divine spirit within. Inside. After we push away that sadness and depression, realizing where it's coming from, the Yetzer Hara trying to pull us down, we're going to arrive at true joy in order to comfort the Hainu Shazois Yoshiv Elibay Nachamay Bechiflayim Achar Advarim V'Emes. In order to comfort his heart in double measure, let him, in the wake of the above words of truth concerning his low spiritual state, let him tell himself the following. This is what you're going to tell yourself. The comfort is dual. Not only is your depression eliminated, but you're also going to attain a joy that you would have never experienced would it not have been for this earlier depression. You didn't go through, you're just coasting every single day, the same thing. Like, but when you go through a little dip, the Yetzer Hara got you, and you realize that, and you look back and you say, oh, I lost my temper. Oh, I got upset. Oh, I got angry. Oh, I was jealous, whatever case may be. And you get saddened over your stumble, you fall, you feel clumsy, you feel embarrassed. Now the joy afterwards is going to be so much greater. We always say, you have to bend your knee in order to jump higher. You have to get down lower in order to spring up higher. You could say, Emes who came beli safek v'ani rachak ma'id ma'Hashem v'taklis u'meshukatz u'mesuav. Let him say, indeed, without a doubt, I'm far removed, utterly remote from Hashem, and I'm despicable, but achakach zehu ani levadi. All of this is true only of me, but that's my physical exterior. That is my animalistic soul tendencies. But really, what's the essence of who I am? The neshama, the soul, the part of God that's within me. Even the weak people that don't know much or don't, they're not fighting the good fight. They're not working on themselves. Whatever, they're not doing this and not doing that, or they don't, we said yesterday, what was it? Ignorance is no excuse. Is that yeah? So if a person today, it's so easy to get Torah on your phone, to get a book and to learn and to educate yourself. You can't tell the police officer, oh, I didn't know the speed limit, or I didn't know I was supposed to signal. You can't say that, because you need to learn how to do it properly before you get behind the wheel. So before you approach life, today is very easy to find out how to daven, how to learn, how to put on tefillin. Got to learn how to do it. Okay, you need assistance. You ask somebody. But even the person that doesn't really know any better, he still has a chelik elikah mamish. He has a portion of Hashem within himself. Only that the godly soul is in an exile within the body. Just like the Jewish people are in galus in the world today, and there are parts of the world and places where it's a very harsh galus. It's very painful and difficult. Some of us get too comfortable in the golus. But so too, the neshama is in a golus in the body. And we don't want to allow the neshama to get too comfortable. Oh, everything is wonderful, everything is good. We want to fight that, the physical pleasures. In Cain, Adraba, Kol Ma Shani B'Tachlis Arichok Me'Hashem, Hatiyuv V'Shikutz. If so, then on the contrary, the further I'm removed from Hashem, the more despicable and contemptible. The deeper into exile is that my divine soul is, and the more that whatever I do wrong, the more I go to the left, meaning the wrong, the evil, the sitra achra, the more I indulge in physical pleasures or just cloud my mind with evil thoughts, whatever that might be, the more I'm pulling my nefesh elikis, my godly soul, into the gullus, into the mud. Therefore, asim kol megamosi v'chefzi lohitzia la'aloisa megolozeh la'shiva al beis aviyim nura. Therefore, I will make, from a pasuk here, I will make it my entire aim and desire to extricate it from this gullus and to return her to her father's house, meaning to restore her to restore it, the neshama, to its source and its original state as in her youth. So I'm going to do everything I can to help my neshama experiencing redemption from this oppression that it's going through within the body. Where was it before its youth? Or where was it before it went through this galus? Before it was enclosed in the body. It was sitting next to Hashem, bound close to God in the beautiful basking in the light of godliness. And even now it could be in that place. It could be one with Hashem. When a person enwraps himself, involves himself wholeheartedly in Torah mitzvahs with full concentration, especially when he's davening, and uses all his faculties, all his emotions, all his brain power to connect to Hashem, then his neshama will once again enjoy the pleasantness of being close to Hashem. Befrat mitzvah tefillin, especially in the mitzvah of prayer. Tefillah. Befrat mitzvah tefillah, especially fulfilling the mitzvah of prayer. Why is that? When you get closest to Hashem, think about it. When you do a mitzvah, you could be, if you're giving tzedakah, you have another person you're interacting with. You're learning Torah, you're trying to understand it. When you're davening, you're crying from your soul, you're reaching up to Hashem. Torah is top down, and davening is bottom up. So you're reaching out, you're getting closer and closer to Hashem as you're stepping higher and higher from the beginning of the davening Pesukah to Zimra, and you're growing, and the Yishtabach is another higher level. Then you get to Shema, you're even higher. In Shemon Esrei, you're one with God. You're like a malach. We keep our feet together, and we're completely silent, and we ignore all outside distractions. During Shema, you need a little assistance, so you put your hand there. But Shemon Esrei, that's it. Zuhi b'chinas tshuva masim tovim. I'm sorry, I missed a line here. 1 second. A person will cry out to God. A person will cry out in the situation that his soul is in and ask for his soul to be released from captivity and bind himself to Hashem. This service of Hashem in which one seeks to restore his soul to its source is referred to as tshuva with good deeds. Even though you're doing it during davening, but during davening we're doing tshuva. We're returning our soul to Hashem. We're getting close to Hashem. Not in the final way, the way a person, when you're saying returning your soul, you have to be careful. But when we say returning your soul, we're getting your soul back to where it belongs, which is close to Hashem. This good deed which one does, he does it with the intention of returning his soul to the place where it came from, next to Hashem, which is the source and root of all the worlds. So what's the takeaway for today, Chavra? A reflection after brutal, honest assessment. True. Currently, I'm far away from what Hashem expects of me. I know my place. Nobody can judge me, but I need to judge myself. That, however, is not the real me. Where I am that far away is the external aspect of me. That's my temptations and desires, and my Yetzer Hara, and my Nefesh Ba'amis, and my taste buds, and where my mind wanders. For me, what's the true me? The divine spark, the neshama. And right now, it's hard for me to express myself through my neshama because my neshama is housed in the physical body. But I'm going to put all my energy and focus on allowing it to shine through doing what's right, through studying Torah and performing in mitzvahs. Listen, after someone passes away, often at a funeral, you hear, this person can no longer do anything. We have to do it on that person's behalf. But the neshama is in a very beautiful place, in a special place, but it doesn't have hands, an arm to put on tefillin. It doesn't have hands to give tzedakah. It doesn't have a mouth to say words of Torah. So we're going to do it for that person. But let's not wait until that point. Right now we have the opportunity, so we have to grab that opportunity with everything we've got, and we have to run with it and try to excel to the highest possible level through davening, through learning, through performance of mitzvahs. Everyone have a wonderful day, and we'll see you, Mitzvah Shem, tomorrow.